Hey folks, it's Alicia. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm going to tell you why I have this prop, which is not yet finished. It says you're some kind of wonderful. But I had to hold this up because yesterday Miss Sabrina, my friend, the country crafter, who knew I was having a stinky poopy day, texted me to let me know something. So I knew she had hauled some paper for me at Tuesday morning and that it was waiting for me at home. And I knew that because for two reasons, because Sabrina asked if the box arrived, and two, because my president of my building went and got it and put it inside her place. So I knew she had sent me something, and she had indicated she had hauled for me some paper. Well, yesterday, she sees Cruz's amazing carousel flat mail, and she texts me and she says, guess what? You got the paper pad too at home waiting for you. And I was like, what? Carousel? Yes, folks. Miss Sabrina, the shabby crafter, really rustic shabby crafter, I call it barnyard chic, is some kind of wonderful. Because she had hauled for me months ago that paper and has already sent it to my home. So it would be waiting for me when I got home. So I am super lucky. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you sure it's carousel? And she's like, oh yes, honey, I'm sure. My Tuesday morning gets Maggie Holmes. And I was like, wow. So now, folks, I not only have the ephemera, the stickers, I have the paper. And that's thanks to Miss Sabrina, Createdtocreate, Create, and Crafting Kung Cruz. I now have the collection. Yep. Oh, yes, I do. So I feel very blessed. And that certainly made my day even better, which I didn't think was possible after opening up all the flat mail entries. But it did make my day better. And I was so excited that Miss Rosita Brown stood her ground. I hadn't watched that video yet. So when I made the video, I hadn't seen that Miss Rosita stood up to her crabby postal worker and was like, send this out. Send this out. And of course it went. And it will get here. Because Miss Bertha sent all of that for $2.13. And there's no way one tag weighs more than Miss Bertha's thing, because Miss Bertha backed everything up too. So it was not light. So I think we're learning that it depends on how helpful your postal worker is. And I also think they don't really understand what we do. So, I have one not great postal office in Brooklyn. I don't ever tell them what the stuff is. I just say it's paper. I don't say what it is because otherwise they give me all sorts of trouble, just like Miss Rosita had. In Florida, I have one postal station that is uber helpful, and they strategize with me like they do here on how to save money. Mind you, here they forgot to tell me about those matches or about how I had to seal liquid, but I'm going to take that up with them today because I am going to mail out Danielle and Healing Montana Nana and the subscribers rack. So I'm going to have that conversation later on today. But first, I'm in my jammies because I'm working on some memdexes before I go. The post office here is open a little later than it is at home, so I have some flexibility in my day and I can go later on and start my day making, which will make it a wonderful day. I don't know if you all have seen Miss Judy, myscrapbookloft's tutorial. I was so impressed. I watched each and every video yesterday. I was just wowed. First of all, that score tape thing is a real deal, folks. It's what Miss Judy uses for her books. It is not the same as the tape we haul from Hobby Lobby. It's often not the same tape we haul from Tuesday morning. You can get score tape at Tuesday morning, I learned from some people, but it has to say score tape, folks. And, excuse me, but Miss Judy specifically shows us the packaging. She orders hers in bulk because it's cheaper. And so I think this is a really important lesson. But we don't just learn how to make a book from Miss Judy. This is like this must have exhausted her because it's like a 6-part tutorial and really detailed. But we learn all about tie back, which, I've been making books and I worry all the time about wear and tear on the hinges, all of that stuff. And she just teaches us how to work around that, what products we need. And she builds up her, I call it an accordion. She calls it a gusset. It's probably the correct word is a gusset. It's the accordion that you build to slot the sheets in of the book. I call it an accordion because we use an accordion fold to create it. We score and then we fan fold or accordion fold. So hers are bigger than I've been taught to make. And I have to tell you, this was an important lesson too, because when I created that book for Miss Alicia Love Letter Generation, I not only dressed the heck out of some pages, but I stuffed those pockets. And I found that the pockets were too tight. And I had followed a tutorial, folks. So I realized that Miss Judy already knew that. So she warns us, make these accordions wider than people are telling you, because if you overdress the page, you're not going to have enough room. And she's right. It's happened exactly to me. I said when I made Alicia's book, I loved Alicia's book for sending out goodies. I loved it. and I spent a whole lot of time on it. But when I was done, the pages were too stiff and too close together. If I had watched Miss Judy's tutorial then, I would have known that, and I would have had a way to work around it. So I found that I learned all sorts of things from Miss Judy. Not just how to make one of her gorgeous books, but also like about score tape, and about, using tie back and being careful about the gussets and why. There were all sorts of like mini tutorials within these bigger tutorials. So I binge watched them because I enjoy doing that. And last night I really needed to like just chill out from the day. And so I enjoy those sorts of videos when I'm, at the end of my day. But you may want to just save them in a skills file. I have a skills file of things I want to try making or things I need to learn how to do better. And I think that's a great thing to do with Miss Judy's 6-part series, because you're going to learn so much watching these videos. What an amazing teacher, very patient, very detailed, and obviously, as I've said before, definitely an expert maker. She's just new to YouTube. She has been doing this a real long time, and you can tell. And her books are stunning. They're just stunning, folks. Really, it's impressive. So I have some mail to do today, clearly, and I have some making to do first, which will set my day off on a perfect note, because I'm going to make some memdexes and maybe a this or that. And I'm going to start remaking that one thing for Danielle today too. I'm going to start it because it's part of what I'm going to do for the memdexes, so I may as well start that project too. And the faster I start that, the better, since I'm going to have to send it to her separately. And yeah, that's pretty much my day, besides commenting on my breaks. I don't know how you guys craft, but what I often do is I'll play your videos, or I'll play a movie. If I've already caught up on videos, and I'll play a movie and I'll watch them while I'm crafting. And then when I take a break, because my back's hurting from reaching over, I'm like Miss Judy. I can't lay straight unless I stand up, folks. So I stand a lot, which is hard when you've hurt your back. Listen, I have nothing close to what Miss Jellybean's got going on. And I can tell you, even the smallest back injury is painful. And I have pain from my illness regularly, so I have a high threshold. But back pain is a pain in the So standing up all the time to lay straight can be kind of painful, so you take a break. And on those breaks is when I read your comments, and then I comment back, which is really nice, or when I'm having lunch. So I'll be doing some of that this morning before I head back to the post office. And then later on today, I'm going to do the record ephemera listing, so you can take a look at all the entries thus far. And I'm super excited about those because one of them is going to win a nice prize. And that's really it for my day. I don't know what you folks are up to. It's a happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I kind of like hump day because it's like once you're done this, you're on to the weekend. And when I'm working, I'm always looking forward to Friday. Now, I told you I love my job. It's very rewarding. But at the end of the week, I'm like, and then I get to make art, and I get to make crafts, and I get to work on my own stuff rather than teaching other people how to do that. So that's my day, folks. I don't know yet what you're up to, but I'm going to find out when I watch your videos. So I will be back on later with the record ephemera, and I'll also be back on later to check all the swapping. Our swap is starting. So as soon as I get in the emails, I'm going to send out that general blast, and yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait to see what each group makes. And I love that Sabrina and Lisa are going to decide for the other 2 groups. I thought about we could have just made it easy and made all 3 groups do the same thing, but I think it makes it more interesting. And this round for Christmas in July, Miss Ida did something similar. Each group did an ornament, but a slightly different ornament. So like one group did word ornaments, one group did shaker ornaments, and it made it so interesting. So I'm going to put Miss Ida's link below. Those of you working on Christmas projects, I found this ornament swap super, super, super inspiring. So I'm going to put that down below. If you have a moment today, go check it out, because there were lots of great ideas for Christmas ornaments. Oh yes, so many good ideas. And that is it for today. I'll be back on later. Whatever you're doing, I hope it brings you joy. And that's it for now. Bye-bye, folks.